In just a few hours, Arsenal host Liverpool in game week 9 of Premier League season 24-25. Could this match determine the fate of the season for both teams? Now, I would forgive you for thinking that it's still too early to be talking about must-win games and six-pointers, but the reality is that having come close in the last two seasons, we are bitterly aware of just how difficult a title challenge can be if you drop points. And despite there being difficulties this season, 3 red cards, injuries to key players, it was the defeat away to Bournemouth that was a real gut punch. Because we really thought that we might have turned the corner from the dark days of those defeats away to Fulham and at home to West Ham. That little blip that really seemed to have sunk our title chances, and on reflection really did. But we thought we turned a corner. And that defeat to Bournemouth was a reminder that we still have performances like that in us. And that we can't really afford them. We missed a chance to put it right, not beating Shakhtar Donetsk emphatically enough. In the end, we were clinging on to our 1-0 lead, which hardly bodes well. Mikel Arteta, after that match, came out and said that he expected the team to be flying on Sunday. So he's prepared to put his neck on the line and say that we are going to be much better. But despite his confidence, we know we're going to be without our talisman in defence, William Saliba. We know we'll be without Martin Odegaard, so instrumental in providing creativity in our midfield, and our captain. And we expect to be without our star boy, Bukayo Saka, whose goal and assist contribution at the start of the season has been outstanding. It's a patched up side, low on confidence, against a Liverpool team who not many people were expecting to do as well as they have done. Apart from that bizarre home defeat to Nottingham Forest, in the 8 games since then, they've won every single one. They've just beaten RB Leipzig away 1-0, and they're leaders of the Bundesliga. Come to us with a lot less pressure on them. And depending on who starts, there could be up to 4 players in that first team who won the Champions League with Liverpool, beating Tottenham 2-0, and the season after got 99 points to win the Premier League. So the core of this team is elite level. We're not sure if the core of ours is up to that. We do have home advantage, and our record against Liverpool in the last couple of seasons has been really good, but it's obviously going to be a really close game. If Liverpool beat us, it puts them 7 points ahead of us with 9 games played and sends a statement to the Premier League that perhaps they are ready to go all the way this season. After all, this is a team that was involved in the title race last season, and the second half of that season was hugely emotional, with Klopp already having said his goodbyes. Arne Slot seems to have come in and been that calm, stable influence that they might have needed. And so a win against us, of course, is a statement for them. It's a psychological boost because beating a rival early in the season can really help drive confidence through that season. And again, it sends a statement to the league. Now, I would say the manner of the victory determines the kind of statement that gets sent. If one of the teams were to win it by 3 clear goals, whether it's Liverpool or Arsenal, and there's only a roughly 13% chance this will happen. But if that happens, that is an emphatic statement to the rest of the Premier League. It sends a clear message. If Liverpool can come to the Emirates and beat us by 3 clear goals, that sends an emphatic message. Tells everybody that these are serious title contenders. If, on the other hand, Arsenal beat Liverpool by 3 clear goals, it answers that question, and it shows Arteta was right that we did come out flying. If one of the sides wins by 2 clear goals, it'll really come down to how it was. Last season, when Liverpool came to Arsenal in the FA Cup, we had most of the game, but they won 2-0. So it felt like the scoreline didn't really reflect the game. But in the end, the scoreline is the only thing that matters. But a 2-0 win for Liverpool here, I think, again, makes them look pretty solid. A 2-0 win for us probably answers a few questions and brings that confidence back. It will be a victory that's celebrated by either set of fans, whoever wins it. If it's a 1-0 either way, if it's a very close victory either way, nothing is really answered. No real statements are sent, and everyone will just say the next game is a must-win game. A draw, of course, answers absolutely no questions. For Arsenal, even if we win this match, we still have to go away to Newcastle, then Inter Milan, then Chelsea. For Arsenal, the problem isn't just if we lose this match, it's what it would do to our confidence if we lose this match with really big away games coming up. After this game, we have Newcastle away, Inter Milan away, and Chelsea away. And against Newcastle, we dropped 3 points in this fixture last season. And against Chelsea, we dropped 2. So These aren't just potential banana skins. They're very difficult fixtures for us. Confidence, if we win against Liverpool, will be high. And if we lose, we'll need a trip to the Emirates from the Emirates, won't we? We definitely need another one of those getaways to Dubai, but there isn't time to have one, so that's not going to happen. This is basically a 6-point game. It's a 6-point game because if we lose it, Liverpool, we've still got to go away to Anfield as well. If we win, then we may not be so reliant on getting points out of Anfield. I know it's early in the season, but if you look back at last season, games that didn't seem so significant become significant. No one really felt like the season was over after we drew at home to Fulham, but in the end, it was those drop points that were the difference between winning and losing. It's possible that this is a key game this season, but there's still a long way to go to repair it. There's still a season without Rodri for Manchester City to negotiate. There's still the possibility that this resurgent Liverpool is part of a new manager bounce, and that could go wrong. All sorts of things can happen in a Premier League season, so it's worth not calling it too early. But however early it is in the season, it's not early in the Arsenal process. A defeat against Liverpool would further convince those who are convinced that Arteta is not the man to take us to the next level. And if we finish this season without silverware, that might be more than a minority. The fans might turn. I don't want to see that. But I also know that if we beat Liverpool handsomely and lose to Chelsea into a Newcastle, that the same fans will be just as loud and vocal. I'm really interested to see what the Emirates atmosphere is like tomorrow, because that will play its part. There is an anxiety around us Arsenal fans. You can't get away from that. We're not sure who the 11 who go out tomorrow are. We're not sure what mood they'll be when they turn up. Personally, I think they tend to turn up for the big games and we fight a lot more. We took Bournemouth for granted a little bit. And of course, an early sending off changes things. But before the sending off, we didn't look that great. Shakhtar Donetsk, we were disjointed. He needs to find the right 11. He needs a statement win. He needs to have been right about them coming out with some drive and some energy. They've had 4 days of recovery. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully we start to see something from Jesus. I personally wouldn't be starting Trossard because I think that actually he hasn't been doing enough. The likeliest outcome for this match is 1-1. I think 1-1 would probably not be enough to... 1-1 probably wouldn't be enough to calm the anxiety of Arsenal fans right now. A win would be, and obviously the better the win, the calmer we get. I am reminded of the fact that when we played Liverpool at home last season, that few people expected us to get a result. And we did. And it was the start of a really good run of results. And hopefully this win would be that. And that's what we all need it to be. I'm hopeful that the Emirates crowd will get right behind the team. And even if we go a goal down, they will sing them onto victory. But what if they don't? What if it's 0-0 at half-time? It hasn't been a great game. They've had the better chances. Will the energy in the crowd transmit to the players? It looks like the players need a bit of a lift at the moment. So hopefully we can get an early goal. My prediction is that Arsenal will beat Liverpool 2-1. But then we'll be talking about must-win games for the away game to St James's Park. This is what it's going to be like all season. Such fine margins between winning and losing. We need to be aiming for more than 91 points this season. We need to hope that Rodri missing for Manchester City has a 2-point disadvantage, so they might be worse off than they were last year. We have lots to hope for. We need to hope that we stay in this race to the very end this time and cross the line first. Obviously, it's a lot easier to do that with a win over Liverpool. And who knows, maybe an emphatic victory tomorrow can unite the fan base again and make it a more positive place. I really hope that we can go a step further this year and overcome some of the early problems we've had this season with injuries and red cards. Tomorrow, if we do win, as I expect us to, it will be a statement win. And it will have been a title 6-pointer. And we will have bought ourselves a bit more margin of error in some of the big games coming up. As always, I'm keen to hear what you think in the comments, where you agree or disagree with me and your own thoughts on this. If you've watched this far and you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hang around for the video that comes up. There are one selected by YouTube that you're going to love and one that I think you might like. So watch both and see who's right. And please do click like as well. Until I see you again, Be lucky. Lots of love.